Hi Jesse, thanks for having me. My name is Tyler S. Harris and I am the author of Immortal Peace. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. That's where I was born, that's where my family's from, but I moved to Arizona when I was 3. Grew up there, got a bachelor's degree in athletic training from Northern Arizona University, and currently I'm in Michigan on the Upper Peninsula in a little city called Marquette, going to school at Northern Michigan University and doing some teaching of athletic training classes as well as some outreach work, providing sports medicine to youth sports, high school sports, and a few different other leagues while I study to get a master's degree in psychology. The novel idea came from watching different alien movies and how it seems like we're overpowered until the human spirit in the form of Aaron Eckhart from Battle Los Angeles, or Tom Cruise from War of the Worlds, or Will Smith from Independence Day comes through and finds a way to win. But I feel like in reality, if an alien race can travel that far of a distance, they have the technology to obliterate us. And so that's kind of how this idea for this novel came about 4 years ago. And it was a 4-year project that I just started sitting on the couch one day, hanging out with my roommates, watching football, which is really how a writing session works for me. I just have to be relaxed, have to make it not feel like a chore, because that's when I'm relaxed and the ideas just come, and it doesn't matter where I am. Usually I'm on a couch watching TV, listening to music, just whatever the situation is, as long as I'm relaxed and comfortable, because the most important thing to me is just getting those words on the page. Sometimes that's the hardest part, but that's where it all starts. And then once that starts, you never know what's going to happen. My favorite book genre is, if you can't already tell, it's science fiction. I love, alien books. World War Z is one of my favorites. One of my future books is probably going to have a similar format to that book. But science fiction, post-apocalypse, dystopian novels, all of those are really what I enjoy. One of my projects, like I said, is going to be a similar format to World War Z. It's a big work that it's going to take a long time, but I'm really excited for it, and that's one of the projects that I have going on right now outside of Immortal Peace. Immortal Peace just got published, and it's not yet available for paperback. It's available to pre-order, but it won't be released until January 1st. So I'm still considering that my biggest project right now is promoting Immortal Peace. I just started Game of Thrones. I'm almost done with the first book, but one that's really stuck with me is called Dark Reservations by John Fortunato. I just finished it. I actually met this author. He's a great guy. He's given me a lot of advice and helped me through my process of self-publishing, because he's published through a traditional publishing company, and so just the back and forth that we've had has been really helpful to me. And he's a great guy. He knows his stuff, and so he's somebody that I would like to support, and his novel Dark Reservations is a murder mystery, and so I really like that, and it's very interesting. Some advice that I would give to aspiring writers would probably be that it can be done. It sounds easier said than done, and it is easier said than done, but coming from someone who's done it, it is possible. I've always had people saying that it probably won't happen and that I won't be able to finish the project, but my joke was always, well, if that's what you think, then I'm going to make you a character and I'm going to kill you off. That was just the running joke that I would have with my friends or anybody that said that it wouldn't happen, because You have to find ways to motivate yourself, and anything can become motivation, even somebody that tells you that it can't be done. Um, and the way that you have an outlook on it of making everybody or everything that you deal with a motivating factor is really going to bring you success. I prefer movies over books. As much as I love to write, I really struggled with reading, and I wasn't very good at it, and so I grew up watching movies, and so I do prefer movies over books, although books are catching up very quickly. Um, I prefer dogs over cats, mainly because I'm allergic to cats. Summer over winter. I grew up in Arizona, where 9 months out of the year it's summer. It gets up to 115, 120 degrees, and so that's where my preference lies. Maybe not that high, but definitely warmth is my thing. Um, I prefer cars over motorcycles. Motorcycles kind of scare me a little bit. I've never ridden one, but I love driving in the car. Um, that's probably my favorite way to travel. I'm a bit of a nervous flyer. Um, I prefer the physical book over the ebook, especially if it's a book that has a sentimental value, like John Fortunato's book. The fact that I met him and was able to get a book signed from him is amazing. And then if it's ever a classic or a book that I know I'm going to love, I'll usually buy the physical book. Um, if I had to choose between living in the city and living in the country, I would choose the city. I'm a city boy, and so living in this small town that I'm in now is a big change, and I do love it, but can't wait to go back to a bigger city. Um, if I were to choose between telepathy and telekinesis, you would think that I would have thought about this a while, even though I'm a sci-fi guy. I don't usually think of comparing the two, but I would probably choose telepathy. Hopefully I'd be able to control it. I don't want to be able to read people's minds um, if I don't have to. Um, Staying in a hotel versus going camping. I would prefer to stay at a hotel. Camping, um, I've done a class assignment once where we were supposed to spend 24 hours out in the desert without any food and with just one bottle of water by ourselves, and I got through it. It was a humbling experience, a once in a lifetime experience, and when I say that, it means that I don't plan on ever doing anything like that again. So I'd rather stay at a hotel. Um, let's see, some last ones. Working in a group or working alone. Actually, the other day I had some friends over and we were all writing and just working on our crafts and everything, and it was a great experience. So even though writing can be kind of a solo experience, having that support is really great. So I'd prefer to work in a group. And lastly, losing all of your money or losing every picture you've ever taken. That's a hard one. I think I would have to go with losing money. You can always get money back. You can always find a way to make money, but it's very difficult to recreate the memories that you've had of yourself and of your friends. And so I would always want to keep those pictures. I'm a very sentimental person. Um, so that'll wrap up the interview. I'll conclude it there. Thanks again for having me.